So I'm at the Pacific Northwest Cars and Gears event, and I'm looking at Rivian. And I'm trying to figure out why they're so expensive, and I may have found a couple clues. I'm Brian. Welcome to Futuraza. So the first thing I'm looking at here is this dashboard is gorgeous. It is so pretty. But what it also is, it's very expensive and complicated. And you've got some aggressive bends that lead to imperfections. This is an expensive piece of wood to make. And does it really add enough? I would argue it doesn't. The screen, perfectly reasonable, hasn't been peeled. Very good, very good. But let's look at this stitching. That's expensive, man. That is expensive. And then even on there. And really, if we're looking at the seats, these are really nice. Really nice. I would want nice seats, but I would also want the company to not go broke making them for me. Now this particular model has Atmos, Dolby Atmos sound, which hopefully is optional, and I assume it is, because that's a big expense that most drivers will be unable to recognize, unable to appreciate. Because the goal is to add more utility, more value than it costs to actually put it in the car. Panoramic glass, lovely. You can do that in ways that are not prohibitively expensive, and it does add a lot of benefit. But for the driver, I don't see my panoramic glass. Looking at the doors, more fancy stitching. It's nice, but it's expensive. You gotta balance that out. Stitching on the door panel itself, and it's, reasonably good, reasonably straight. It's not the easiest upholstery to do. And of course you've got all the bonuses like the little speaker that comes with it. That adds a lot. It's not just the cost of that, as I'll explain momentarily, if I can figure out how to get out of the car. Button right here. There we go. Yeah, that's nice, but it's covered. And I feel like it doesn't need to be. And of course you've got flashlight, which is a cool toy to have. And it probably has, even brighter still. Good gravy. Now, my question for you would be, how much utility does this add? Because in terms of expense, it's not the cost of the flashlight that gets you, it's the cost of the engineering, it's the cost of putting in all the assemblies and stuff.
What do you think?
It's so beautiful. I'm looking at all the extra fancy stuff, and yeah, trying to think of ways to do it a little cheaper so that there's margin. Yeah. How bright does this get? 1,000 lumens? Yeah, because it says 1,000 on it. And even in broad daylight, I'd wager, you can still see it, even in broad daylight in the shadows. Because that's quite crazy. But it's the engineering, it's the building, it's the quality control. It's, if this part is late, then the whole thing slows down. And then of course you have to warranty the light and all of the charging stuff, the inverters to keep it charged. It ends up being a lot of stuff. So a thing they've already done that's gonna save time, but also money, but also weight, is wiring efficiency. They've cut out a mile of wire, which I got to see a sample of at the Laguna Theater, the big theater, the flagship location for Rivian. 50 pounds. 50 pounds of copper. Doesn't sound like much, But if you're going to sell even 1 million vehicles, which Rivian hopefully will, talking 50 million pounds of copper, pretty soon it's real money. But it's not the cost of the copper that gets you. It's all the complexity of getting all those pieces to work right, of doing it all in a way that makes sense, and keeping the engineering up to date, keeping it all. The more stuff you have, the more stuff there is to go wrong. The more stuff you have to test, the more stuff you have to warranty. So that's a big improvement, and we expect it to keep going further. Let's check out the back seat. Rear screen is nice, but again, I want you to be margin positive. These are a nice touch because they're outdoorsy. A little bit of gold anodized aluminum there. It's a fun process. Well, it's not a fun process. I've done plating, but it is a process. These are lovely touches, but again, just very expensive. And we got to find ways to trim a little. There are infinite little beautiful touches everywhere. And they do have great colors. Maybe it would be a little cheaper if they could drop a color. I don't know. Good cargo space, of course. The thickness of the door is something you don't really compromise on because of safety. Old cars had very thin doors and were not safe. And of course, if you're Tesla, the solution to make the entire car profitable is to get rid of passenger lumbar support, because passengers famously don't have backs. They're finding that people weren't using it. That's okay. I don't think that's going to save you, but if it helps, it helps. Something to think about. Yeah, so pretty interesting. How else would you trim a few bucks off? I don't know. They are switching to LFP, which is going to save a buck or two. Still going to be heavy, so they're still going to need the beefy brakes, suspension, tires and wheels, all that. So, and hopefully this music in the background is not getting me demonetized. We'll find out about that too. Rivian at this big event. Guys, if you're having an event and you need me there, let me know. This was touted as an EV event, and there's really no EVs. There's like two Teslas, 3 Teslas on display, and a bunch of Rivians. And unfortunately, the Rivian guys are here, and they're doing a great job. So, good stuff. Yeah. What did I miss? What did I misunderstand? All that. Super short video, but hey man, Rivian, very cool.